I was scrolling Instagram Reels or whatever. I saw Adam Brenneman. I love his content, by the way. So he's a former tight end at Penn State, UMass. He's just churning out content now. Love it, right? But with that being said, I got to push back on the one video I saw, right? Absolutely point blank. It was insane. It was absurd. He starts off by saying, well, Jalen Hurts, he outplayed Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I mean, at least there's an argument for it. He was better statistically for sure. I thought he made more good throws. I'll give you that. I think what Mahomes did in the second half, and especially the fourth quarter, makes it a closer debate than what most people want to admit, but I'll let it slide, right? There's a good argument for that point. Okay, so Jalen outplayed Patrick. Great, that's fine. In one game, it's fine. But then he goes out to make the most blasphemous statement that I have ever heard in the entirety of my lifetime. He says that right now, if he was a general manager, he would take Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes. And he doesn't stop there, right? Because that's an opinion thing. That's fine. You could argue that till you die or whatever. But then he says that he thinks most, keyword, most NFL GMs would agree. Okay, we gotta take a goddamn breather here. That's utterly ridiculous. Do we understand how ridiculous that is, right? Like, I get it. I'm in this content business thing, right? Sometimes I'll I'll exaggerate a little bit to make it flow a little bit better, to make it sound better here, to appeal to this audience, right? That's kind of part of the game, right? Most of the time, I would say 99% of the things I say are 100% accurate. Every now and then, you bend it a little bit to make it flow, right? That's kind of how it goes. To get a couple extra clicks. I mean, I get it. That's normal. This is a jump, a leap that's not normal. This is not a normal leap, a normal exaggeration. This is downright categorically false. Join me on this three-pronged attack to down this argument because I can't stand it. I can't let it stand any longer. Prong number one here. Patrick Mahomes is significantly better when it is required. It's actually a Brandon Staley quote. Brandon Staley phrase that he uses all the time. Talking about Justin Herbert usually, but he always says he gives his greatest when greatness was required most. Right? And that is pretty true of Herbert most of the time. I would also say it could not be more true of anyone but Patrick Mahomes. So what does that mean, really? That means on crucial downs and crucial spots against the best teams in the biggest moments, Patrick Mahomes is far and away the best quarterback. Right now in the game, you could argue of all time. Let's start with just playoffs, shall we? I think that's a pretty important place. That's pretty important. If I'm going to build a franchise, I want some success, right? Right now, you could argue Lamar Jackson in the regular season, he wins like 82% of his games when he starts, that he'd be the best quarterback to go with. Yeah, but in the playoffs, kind of tapers off, kind of gets hurt a little bit, right? So Patrick averages about 292 yards per game, 5 touchdowns to 1 interception, touchdown to pick ratio. I think it's like 35-7 all time. 107 pass rating. For reference, if he averaged that for a career, he'd be legitimately far and away the best quarterback of all time. Wouldn't even be close. Oh, by the way, he does. How about Jalen? Jalen had a pretty good run, huh? Wrong. Averages 209 yards per game. 4 touchdowns total to 2 interceptions. 85 pass rating. I don't want to hear, Jalen runs. I didn't include Patrick's running stats either. It's not that important when Patrick runs? Ask Philly fans about the Super Bowl if it was important or significant when Patrick ran. Or go ahead and ask the Titans fans from 2 years ago if it was significant or important how much Patrick ran. So I don't want to hear, the running stats. No. I didn't include him for either quarterback. Because at the end of the day, you got to win throwing the football, especially in the playoffs. Yeah, I think it was, I don't even think it's close to say that Patrick. That's not even a big argument, to be honest with you. How about third down? Right, that's the money making down. Oh yeah, Patrick completes 63% of his throws, averages almost 10 yards per play, 58 touchdowns, 20 picks, pass rating of 110. Oh no, he's better on third down, pass rating of 110 than he is regularly. Oh, that's interesting. How about Jalen? Nope, completes 55% of his throws, averages just 8 yards per play, 10 touchdowns, 8 picks, pass rating of 81. 81. That's like left-handed Jared Goff bad. That's awful. That's Matt Ryan this year. That's Matt Ryan. Let me try to put it into perspective with a young quarterback because we're building a team around this person. You're a GM. You're taking him to start. That's like me saying, let me start my franchise with Davis Mills. That's the stats right there. It's laughable. I will now rest my case on point number 1. Point number 2. Well, Jalen must be really good against the good teams, against the winning teams, right? They always seem to win those games. Well, no, you'd be wrong again there. And we'll even get away from stats here. If I went into stats against winning teams, it wouldn't even be close. Mahomes is significantly better. I won't bore you with those, though. We'll just stay with team stats, the important ones, wins and losses. We'll go black and white, boil it down. Who wins more against winning teams? Well, that's interesting. I'm looking at Jalen Hurts right now. He's played an exact 16-game season. I know the season's 17, but we all in our head still think of a 16-game season. Jalen's 7-9. He's a sub-500 quarterback. Well, how about Patrick? Well, he's got a little over 2 seasons, and he's 24-13. That's roughly a 12-5, 12-6 if you include a playoff loss type season. Huh. That's interesting. I rest my case on point 2. Point number 3. Why, I would imagine Patrick has better help, right? Well, I mean, he must be throwing to just all-stars around the board, huh? Must just have a fortress up front, dirty running game, just at best defense in the league. Nah, you'd be wrong again there. Nah. On the top, 9 contributors on the offense, including the offensive line and the weapons, the Chiefs spent $48 million this year. The same amount of players, the top 9, including offensive linemen for the Eagles. Now they spent $51 million. I know it's only a $3 million difference, but again, it's about the same. And Patrick did, significantly better. Patrick's had his offensive line completely rebuilt in 2 years. How about they just said, hey, there's your best receiver. I know he makes your job super easy. He's actually going to head down to Miami. And no, hear me out. We'll give you Marquez Valdes-Scantling. And TikTok boy Juju Smith-Schuster. And he said, yeah, okay, I can work with that. That's fine. Not only did he work with it, he made them Super Bowl champions. Super Bowl champions. Oh, and by the way, his defense was, I think 15th or something like that. The Eagles was, what was that again? Oh, that's right. I forgot. The best in the league. I completed record-setting, some might say. It's interesting. No, but you're right. No. Jalen Hurts with more help and can run the ball. I'll give you that. Jalen can run the ball better. So Jalen can run the ball better. He's got some more help from teammates around him. He's got to be better, right? We got to be able to pick him. No, he's worse in the playoffs. He's worse on third down. Worse against good teams. I mean, what else do you need to look at? If we're playing the comfort game, if it's all about actually from a clean pocket, Jalen throws just as good as Patrick. Yeah, so does Jared Goff. But nobody's arguing, should we start our franchise with Jared Goff or Patrick Mahomes? Go look at Kirk Cousins from a clean pocket. His pass rating's 120. Yeah, obviously. Give me a clean pocket. I'll stand there and pick some people apart. I got a wing. Come on. That's not even a conversation. Well, technically, if this and if that. No, that's the thing. That's the thing about Patrick is that none of that matters. None of it matters. There is no if that. There's no if this. There's no, what about that? And if we take away this. No, it's, hey, you have one leg. You're throwing to backups. Your offensive line's not very good because we have had to rebuild it. Go win a Super Bowl, kid. Go win a Super Bowl. And he goes, yeah, okay, got it. Yeah. That's the difference. No, if Jalen didn't turn it over, but he did. And here's the thing, it wasn't even forced. He just dropped it. So we can play the if, the what if game all day long, but it's just ridiculous. To say that Jalen Hurts would be who you would start your franchise with today over Patrick Mahomes is utterly ridiculous. And I like Jalen. He's a top 7 quarterback in my eyes. I'd take him over the rest of the league outside of that top. Yeah, I'd put Jalen at 6 or 7. And outside of the guys above him, I would take him over any other guy. Lamar, yeah, I'd take him over Lamar. Deshaun, easily. I like Kenny Pickett. I'd take him over Kenny tomorrow. It's not even close. But to say Mahomes, that's a different level. I won't tolerate it.